Hello everyone and welcome to droidforums.net. I'm your host FoxKat, and I've been given the opportunity to review an exciting device being brought to you by our supporting vendor Gearbest. So today, for your viewing pleasure, I bring to you the TechGlass T-Pad X98 Air 3G tablet. This tablet's quite a unique device. It's high-powered, yet it's inexpensive and has a boatload of features. First and foremost, it's a 9.7-inch diagonal IPS LCD display coming in at 2048 by 1536 pixels or 264 pixels per square inch. This display screen, manufactured by LG, is the exact same beautiful iris display you'll find on the iPad Air. It's powered by Intel's Z3736F processor, which is a 64-bit quad-core Cortex-X86 processor clocked in at between 1 and 1.5 gigahertz, and it includes Intel's HD graphics. This model came with 2 gigabytes of RAM, a 64 gigabyte internal SD card, and 2 megabytes of cache. It's running full-blown Android KitKat 4.4.4 pre-installed. This should be no surprise since we are an Android family-friendly forum, but I do have a surprise. This is a dual boot device, so it also can boot into a full-blown installation of Windows 8.1 tablet with Office 365 as well. Now, I'm only evaluating the Android side today. It is a 3G tablet, meaning it will connect to a cellular network at up to 3G speeds. If your local carrier provides WCDMA or GSM service, it will not only give you full internet, but it can also be used as a full-featured phone. Just plug in a SIM card and you're ready to go. Of course, it has Wi-Fi, and I'm connected to Wi-Fi since my local service, Verizon, does not provide WCDMA or GSM. And yes, of course, it also has Bluetooth for external headsets, keyboards, and other accessories. So let's take a look at the tablet in greater detail. Of course, first you'll see there's no button on the bottom like there would be on the iPad Air. So other than the 2 megapixel front-facing camera, there's nothing else remarkable about the front. If we turn it to the side, first thing you'll see at the top is the power button. Then you'll see the volume rocker up and down. And then towards the bottom here, I'm pleased to see there's an SD card slot. This thing supports up to 32 gig card slot according to the manufacturer. I wonder if it'll support an even larger one, but I'm still pleased to see it nonetheless. Then to the right of that is the SIM card. That's a micro SIM. That's for your 3G connection. And finally, you've got a microphone at the bottom. Now, if we flip to the very bottom, you'll find the all-important micro USB power charging port and data port. Then you see the headphone jack to the right, and then another welcome feature, a micro HDMI port. So this gives you video out via wire. On the right side of the tablet, nothing else to report. And finally, if we look across the top, you'll see a white plastic strip across the top. Folks, since this is a solid aluminum shell, the entire back of this device is one big sheet of aluminum formed for the sides. There needed to be a place for the antennas. So they creatively put this plastic strip up here, and all the antennas, the WCDMA, the GSM, the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, and the GPS antennas are all stored up in here in this plastic area, and they have obviously the ability to communicate that way. You'll also see the rear-facing camera, which is a 5 megapixel camera. And then finally, toward the bottom, you'll see a pair of speakers. These are stereo speakers when this is held in the portrait format. Okay? Since it is an Android tablet, it does support Google Play Store with a valid Google email. So as you'll see there, I have the full Google Play Store. Okay? And I can scroll through it. I can look at apps and see what apps are available. I can go to the free section, and obviously, as you can see, it's pretty snappy. Everything moves pretty nicely and fluidly. Okay? Now, this also came pre-installed with a variety of applications, but since it was primarily designed for the Chinese market, most of those applications were in Chinese only. So I just blew out the Chinese language apps, and most could be uninstalled, but just a very few had to be disabled. This tablet boasts a 6 to 7 hour battery life, and I can honestly say that it's impressed me with its ability to run nonstop for half a day. In the box along with the tablet are guides for the Android and Windows operating systems in English. Very cursory reviews of those, mind you. Then there are 2 much more detailed guides, but unfortunately these are in Chinese, so they're of no use to me, unfortunately. Along with that, you have the all-important charging block. This is a 2.5 amp charger. This is obviously a very large battery and obviously needs it because it's a large screen, so we have a pretty powerful charger. And then you have the cable, which is your USB data cable and charging cable. This cable, unfortunately, is 28.5 inches tip to tip, so it's too short for all but the very few charging situations and virtually impossible to use while using the tablet, so I wind up using a USB cable extension. And then we have another cable that was included, which is interesting. Let me pick this one up for just a second. This is actually an adapter, which if you connect the two ends together, this turns this cable into a micro USB to micro USB direct connect. So you could connect your cell phone to it, and I presume you would do either data transfer or you could use it for wired tethering, a number of different options. I haven't tried it, so I can't attest to the functionality. Okay, so let's look at this thing in operation a little bit more. I want to take you over to the gallery. I want to show you some impressive photos here. I'm going to turn this to landscape mode. The gallery really does show this device off. I'm going to back out of here and I'm going to go to the main part of the gallery. As you can see, it's a beautiful display. I actually have this display turned down because it overpowers the camera and then you can't see anything else. But I'm just going to turn it up for just a moment to try to let you get an idea of what the display is actually capable of. So you're going to see the background get pretty dull as I turn this up. And then as we hit one of these pictures, well, again, obviously it's overpowering the camera. But what a beautiful display. The photos that come up on this are just absolutely gorgeous. The responsiveness of this thing has just been amazing. It has never stalled or stuttered or given me one glitch whatsoever. Look at that. Is that not impressive? That's your iPad Air in an Android tablet. It's essentially a clone of the iPad Air. And again, as I say, I think it's absolutely a beautiful display. As a matter of fact, overall, the tablet has done nothing but impress me. Okay, we turn it back to landscape mode, we get our buttons back, and we go back to home. Since this is Android 4.4.4, it sports all the expected settings and functionality. You'll see a row of buttons down here. Ooh, let me turn this back down again. You'll see a row of buttons toward the bottom here. You've got your standard home button, your back button, and your background apps running button. Then you've got a volume down and a volume up, and we've got another nice button here. This is a screen capture button, so it automatically captures your screen for you. And then there's a menu button down here, which in certain situations provides functionality. It doesn't provide any functionality in the home screen. Okay. Folks, you could go out and spend 2, 3, or even 4 times what this device is priced at on the Gearbest site and really not get much more, if any, for your money. I believe this is a great device. It's at a great price point, making it a super value for someone who has a budget and still wants a full-featured Android tablet. And of course, let's not forget it's also a full-featured Windows 8.1 tablet with Office 365. So it's fully compatible with any Windows desktop and would make a perfect companion for a traveling office. Let me close by saying that Gearbest has brought to DroidForums.net an impressive array of products, not just this tablet, but a whole plethora of other gear that would be worthy of your consideration. They have everything from phones to tablets to accessories. They've made 2 very nice additions to their store by opening remote warehouses both here and in Europe, making deliveries of many of their devices custom-free and much faster. I suggest you at least take a look at their offerings. You might just find that you're pleasantly surprised at what they have, even besides this one device that might appeal to you. Folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a valued member of DroidForums.net, and I hope you've enjoyed my review of the TechLast TPad X98 Air 3G tablet. This is FoxKat signing off, and remember to visit the Gearbest thread at the link below. Thank you.